I guess we are live.
Hello, everyone. I am Atulya, and this is Khalid, and we are from the Mozilla Durg community. Welcome to the first day of web development track of Mozilla Durg, KUG Durg, Developer Student Community present Developer Days, platform partner Devfolio, authentication partner Savo Labs, and supported by Script Foundation. And we have our streaming partner StreamYard. So let's get started.
Hi everyone. So as Atulya said, today we have gathered here for the first session of web development track. That is basic front end with HTML and HTML, CSS, and Bootstrap. And we have the best in the community, that is Praveen. So let's call upon Praveen. Praveen, can you come up?
Hi everyone! Thanks for bringing into
Hi
the
Praveen.
Hey,
Mozilla Durg.
Praveen.
Hey Atulya, hey Khaled. Yeah, that was such an awesome intro. So how is everyone? How is everyone here? And wow, I was like completely amazed and blown away by that intro video. And man, I'm gonna copy that in all my live streams as well.
So yeah, like Praveen, we have all like about 83 people watching live right now. So how do you feel what do you feel about the enthusiasm which our participants have?
Extremely good. Warm. I never had such a like such an audience in my live streams. So yes, I'm super thrilled and super happy to even like I have a lot of things to tell today. So I don't know how it's gonna be like a power packed session. And since there are like so many beginners here, I feel I'll just do some simple stuff, good tips and tricks
Mhm.
on front end, both HTML and CSS. And tomorrow we'll go with JavaScript part. And with that being said, what I'm gonna do is today will be like mostly into HTML and CSS. Let's try to do something cool, something nice, something simple. What do you suggest? Atulya is always creative, so I'm gonna ask her.
Okay, so we can make a tribute page.
Okay,
I
tribute
guess
page.
that's beginner friendly. That's
Or
a
a
very
landing
beginner
Right.
friendly
page,
project.
like
Yeah,
a landing page similar to what? Like let's do
Okay.
something easy when people where people can do like kind of hands-on with it. Like they don't
yeah.
have to put much
Yes, it
efforts
has to
like
be hands-on.
watching and
And
doing it same thing, right?
exactly. That would be the best thing. So a landing page. A landing page is really good because it will help you in marketing yourself or any particular brand. Oh, do we have a landing page for developer days?
We have our website.
But
So
do we
like
have a landing page, like a coming soon page? See, there are so many things that's gonna come soon. So why not we create a coming soon page or something similar, like something like a um, yeah. How does that sound? With
we can make a
some
coming
nice.
soon page, right? Coming soon page, and we can add a timer as well if it's possible.
Okay, so a coming
Yeah,
soon page with a timer and with something like some CSS effects as well. How does that sound?
That
that
would
would
be
be
amazing.
fun.
Like
Yeah.
we can even use it for our developer days.
Yes.
Definitely. Oh, wait. We are working on developer days, and why don't we have something like, okay, so I'll keep this special surprise for the third day, which is React. And okay, I have something in my mind, so I got something. So let's do it on the third day. But for the first 2 days, let it be, let's take 2 days of trying to create a nice, awesome landing page using Bootstrap, because Bootstrap is like favorite for everyone. Not favorite, but it's very easy to learn for everyone, and it's going to be the go-to stuff for most of them, right?
Yeah,
Right.
that would be amazing.
That would be amazing.
Everyone's excited for the session. Look at the comment
I've got
section.
about 100 comments as of now, and it's only 5 or
Yeah.
6 minutes we have
Woohoo.
started the session. That's the power of Praveen and developer
Yay!
days. So it's Praveen X developer days. So
Nice. And it would be nice for every one of you to like get connected with me on LinkedIn. So let me put my link. Connect with me on LinkedIn. Cool. So now, thanks everyone for coming in, and let's go ahead and please let's start with something. So I'll start with my quick introduction, and then we will go with a couple of things that I wanted to show you all, and then we will go ahead and start our demo within 2 minutes. How does that sound? Are you all excited? Come on, put it in your comments. I'm looking at the comments, every single comment of yours. So it's nice to hear from Atish, Shivam, Anubhav, Roshan, Amit, Ankit. What is the full form of Durg? It's Durgapur, I guess, correct?
No, it's Durg only. It's
No,
Durg,
it's
Durg the
only Durg.
city.
Oh,
It's
sorry,
only
sorry, it's
Durg.
Durg.
Durg in Chhattisgarh. Durgapur,
It's
Okay, so
Durgapur is a different
someone
city.
in the comment section, someone is suggesting that can we also add scrolling effect on the landing page?
okay, scroll effect. Yes, okay, tomorrow is the JavaScript part, right? So what we will do today is we'll try to get a basic landing page up and ready. And tomorrow, what we are going to do is we will use some scroll effects. So that's it. So whatever the people are asking, we will just go by that. Okay, how does that sound?
Like a responsive
Okay.
landing page, right?
It's going to be a
Mm-hmm.
responsive landing page, but I would really like to show you one particular like this particular page. I'm really like it's more than a landing page. It's just how should I say, it's so beautiful, and it's a portfolio, and you have to see how great they have used the scrolling effects on. So, and then I'll show my portfolio, which you looks yuck after comparing with that one. But yes, you will see how it looks like. Okay, so without further delay, I'm just gonna open up. Okay, I need to close a couple of things. Sorry about that. Okay, so I believe everyone is able to see my screen, right?
Yes. The incognito window.
All right, so I'll just try to hide the floating meeting controls. All right, so now coming to this Robbie Leonardi interactive resume.
We have about 105 people watching the stream right now.
Woohoo! Guys, join me with LinkedIn. Okay, so okay, fine. Let me first show you this one. So the person who asked about making a scrolling effect, this is one of the websites that I have seen has been using the best scrolling effects. So if I keep scrolling now, look at what exactly is happening. So I scroll down, so it's gonna go as level 1, and it's gonna show about. So I'm just doing scroll down alone. That's it. And then there is like these things. So this person is good with design, illustration, code, and animation. All these things are, you're looking at a website, by the way. And then he lives and works in the New York City. And so when I go top, or when I go right or left, like see, or top or bottom, it's gonna do all these nice animations. He's an NBA fan, great. And if I go back, this happens again, which is cool. Then there is this level 2. So look at the animation that happens
Whoa.
here. Scroll down, go here, scroll up, go here. So keep scrolling down. So he's showing his um tech, like skills in these things. So graphic and web software. Then there is scripting and programming language. Boom. Then we have
Basically, it's an game along with the portfolio.
I guess it
exactly.
inspired from Mario.
It seems
Mario,
like it
It's
is
kind of
inspired
Mario.
from Mario. Yes.
yeah.
So these are different things. So look at him. He is actually an animator. So maybe that is the reason his even his normal portfolio looks cool. So we will try to create something not this level, but and look at this. Even if I go down, I scroll down, it goes up. I scroll up, it goes down. So you can see that there is my scroll bar going on here. Do you see? So I go down. This is the scrolling animation. I go up, it goes back down, and then I go down, it goes up, back, and again up. So this person has got a lot of awards, and then he is here with his message. Connect with him on all these things. This is actually super cool. But I'm just wondering how I can make mine that cool. But okay, this is my portfolio. I hope people are going to hate it. So hey, I'm Praveen. I'm a cat lover. I'm a cook, and I'm all these things, mentor, etc. So if you want to get connected with me, you can get connected with me on anything here. And then I do have my YouTube as well, so it's right here. And yeah, so obviously let's go on quickly. So this is myself. So I'm originally from Chennai, India, and currently I'm living and working in the UK for one of the top 2 banks in the UK. And I would request every one of you to have a simple portfolio after these 2 days of classes. And Well, it's not classes really, but I know people hate the word classes. So let's make it as a webinar. And yeah, so I just have a
Or
quick
an
introduction on
experience,
an
or
experience
an
that works.
experience, like
Okay, let's go to
experience.
this experience section. So if you don't have an experience section, just like don't use this part. Just skip to the education section. What I did here, I just copied all those things that are in my brochure, in my college brochure, and then I just put it here. And one thing which I wanted to say is all these numbers are made up numbers, not this one. But see, whenever you are doing something simple, even if it is very small hello world application, please put it on your social network like LinkedIn, Facebook, and Twitter, etc. Wherever you are, even Snapchat, if there is something. So if you want to put it out, just put it out, so that what you can do is like, see, everyone wants to get a job, right? So this is something which I did like say 11 years ago in 2010. Then here it is something like 2011, 10 years ago, 9 years ago. So comparing with these three things, the latest things that I have done are far better than what I did in the first few days, right? So you can actually see yourself how you are improving over time. So this not only helps you build the confidence, but also for others, you can show that you have done something super awesome. So the same way, there is, in case if you are interested in teaching others, that would be really helpful, because I learn by teaching others. And if you're not as good as comfortable as me showing my face, and even I'm not comfortable showing my head, if you're not comfortable, that's completely fine. Written communication is super huge. And please write what you learned, what you want to teach others in a blog format. Maybe tell your experience, and then tell everyone that you have written a blog, and ask for comments. What this helps you in is, at, at last, when you are working with companies or any industry, you will be mainly doing the written communication, and your written communication skills are extremely needed for anything. So this will help you in hone that skill. And finally, this is what people talk behind my back, and this is how you can talk behind my back. So that's about my quick introduction. And here's my um, YouTube channel as well, in case if you want to go ahead and hit the subscribe button. But there are like loads and loads of things. Even this Mozilla Durg thing is gonna come here if Khalid says okay for it. But I don't think he will be saying okay. But anyway, so this is what I wanted to tell for everyone, for people who are starting with. We can actually recreate this particular landing page about what all things that you are doing, and you can see how, as a person who is completely beginner, can do something like this. How does that sound? Shall we do this?
Uh, okay, so
We
Let's.
can
yes,
have
Seri.
something in continuation, like we'll design the like basic responsive website today, and we can add some like JavaScript tomorrow. So like they'll be
Exactly.
able to do these things on their own.
So there was one person who was talking about this. Okay, everyone is asking for a link. So let me actually put the link here.
Praveen.science it is.
It's
Everyone is
Praveen.science.
excited for making a project. Look at the
Like
comment
Yeah,
section.
let's do one thing, Praveen. Let's ask our audience what all feature we should add in the website, and
definitely.
pick the best one. So like if you want anything you want to add in your landing page, just put it in the comment. So
Exactly.
we'll
So
figure it out.
anything that you want to add in the landing page, what all features you want to add, please put it in the comments, so that we can try adding those things as well. And we will go by your thoughts or something like that. So starting with, we will start with this one. So should we create a personal portfolio of someone from the stream? Parallax effects, great. Everyone says the same thing. Okay, timeline is also great. So we can actually try to create a timeline of ourselves, like how we can create something with nothing, like no libraries we are going to use, and we will be using something like that. How does that sound? Animations are
Let's do
great.
one thing, Praveen. Let's do one thing. The first person who tweets and tags you and developer days 21 will make a portfolio website for them.
Okay, who's doing that?
Who is
Cool.
doing that? Like, let's see. Who is the first person to tag us? I'm just
Hey, don't
opening the
forget to
Twitter.
don't forget to share my YouTube channel as well.
Yes, don't forget. And the stream link as well. So there'll
Stream
be
link as
more
well.
and more people join.
Hey, will Twitter allow so many links in one single post?
Let's see. If someone, I have just opened my the Twitter on my phone, and let's see if some who was the first person to tag us.
Yeah, check out the latest one. Okay, so should
I
be
will
the
check
latest
the
one, not
latest
the
one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll check the latest one. So the last tweet is 5 minutes ago. Someone tagged us, but I will take the one from now. So anyone who
Hey,
tags
that
us,
won't it be bad? Like,
it was before the announcement, right? So
ah,
they
before
can
the
tag the ones.
announcement. Okay.
Anyone who is doing the thing.
I will later. Mm, I
Uh,
guess. Mm,
Come on, guys, fast.
we should have.
Okay, for everyone, in the meantime, I'm gonna show you something awesome. So that's called Code Sandbox. And this is a place where you can actually have, like, for people who do not have your code spaces activated, like me. No code spaces, no code pilot for me. I don't know why Microsoft is doing this way, but okay, in case of Microsoft listens, please enable it for me. Okay, so I'm going to show you something called as codesandbox.io. If not, I would have shown the GitHub code spaces. You lost the chance, Microsoft. And yeah, so let me go here. Let me go to this thing. This is HTML5, or if you want to create a React application, you can use that. So we will just, for now, we'll just go to a HTML5 website, and bam, that's your own code space. So here you can,
Okay, we got a tweet. Sorry for the interruption. We
no
got a couple
problem.
of tweets.
Couple of tweets.
Uh, right.
So
Let's do
which one?
one thing.
Which one does have my YouTube link?
YouTube
Hey,
feed.
but for what should we see? We should also do some um, like something for those people who do not have Twitter. Not everyone has Twitter. For example, Sanjana doesn't have Twitter.
Okay. So Instagram will work, I guess.
Okay.
But we have got a pretty number of tweets.
Okay, so let's take from that.
Let's take Sai Kiran Mohanty, I guess. Sai Kiran Mohanty has tagged, but he hasn't tagged Praveen. So, like, if you can add into the comment, so we'll add your name.
All right.
Right.
See, there are a
So,
lot of people who do not have Twitter account,
Yeah.
so that's bad. So we have set a we now have set a target like our Indian education system. Like, that is not correct.
I would suggest to make a Twitter account because that is help you to engage with
that
different
that
people
actually
over
helps you
there.
in a lot of things. Yes, so you can market yourself and other things. Anyway, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with this one. So I'm just going to put as Mozilla here, and Mozilla, sorry, it should be developer days, right?
Developer days. It should be developer days.
Yeah, always get
And the
confused between those
website
two.
would be of Sai Kiran Mohanty. SAI Sai Kiran Mohanty.
Yep. So for now, I'm just saving this as developer days. I'm just wanted to give this source code to everyone. So here's the source code, and yeah. Okay, LinkedIn also works. Sanjana, you can actually tag me on LinkedIn. Shruti, there are so many people. Nishant, Tanya. If you're all in LinkedIn, yes, first connect with me and then tag me. That would be great. So we will take everyone's names one by one and add on to this as well. Okay, so we'll do one thing. We'll just create a developer days. I keep getting that thought which I wanted to do in React, but can we do the same thing in? No, it won't be working well. Yeah. So what?
Let's move forward with the landing page. It will work, I
Yes,
guess.
Yeah, yeah,
let's go with the
actually.
landing page. Okay,
First,
so
it would be
first,
great, Praveen, if you can explain the structure of HTML, how it works.
okay,
Mhm.
sure. So I'm gonna show you a lot of like shortcuts and other things. Okay, so be ready for that. So first thing is, this is the structure of HTML. How many of you have never worked with HTML in your life? Can you please just like people who have not worked with HTML alone? Can you all please say never worked or something like that?
It would be great, Praveen, if you can zoom out the code a bit, like
No, no, no. I'll just
with the
zoom
comment.
in. It's not zoom out. It's
Right,
zoom
zoom.
in,
Sorry,
dude.
zoom into the code a bit, so it would be visible
Okay.
for everyone. Yes, it's visible, I guess.
Great. Okay, there is Tanya Gupta, there is Outreach. Anyone who have never worked. Okay, wait. Why is the maximum quality of StreamYard just 720p? Should we should we say?
It is 720p. It is 720p.
Damn.
That's the limit of the plan.
Okay, so tomorrow what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start streaming, or else okay, that would be bad for Khaled. He's gonna kick me out then. All right. So speak to StreamYard, see if you can get the 1080p version, or else should we kick StreamYard?
Let's move forward with the session. Like,
No, 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 no. All right, cool, cool, cool. Yeah, let's try requesting that, but because it's the coding side of things, we'll see what we can do. All right, so the next thing that we are going to do is we will be looking at how we can work with um oops, totally lost. So creating a simple landing page, and then we will be adding a lot of awesome animations and stuff in tomorrow's session. So first thing is I wanted to explain how's the HTML structure. So what exactly is this HTML first? So the first thing is HTML is coming from something called as SGML, and then from SGML there is something called XML. Then there is another thing called HTML. So XML is for data, HTML is for presentation. I'm gonna tell you all very simple way. Okay, so HTML, XML has got something called as the feeds like RSS feeds or something like that. Then you have something called as SVG. So these are all part of these came from XML. Then from HTML there are loads and loads of things have come. So there is like XHTML, which had the parent of HTML and XML as well. It's kind of like a weird thing. Then there is like different versions of HTML. So HTML4, HTML 4.01, HTML5. HTML5 is the latest one that we are using. Okay, so enough of about what is the history of HTML. So let's have a look at what HTML contains. It contains a lot of tags. What are tags? Tags are like something like there is a element, tags or element, and all these things are like this. So this is the start tag, and then there will be content. Then there is end tag, which is denoted by a slash, and then the name of the start tag. So the start tag might also contain some extra stuff like called as attributes. So we have something like say um, property one is equal to value. So all these things will be in how should I say? They are all string values for now. Now there is also another thing that you can do. What if there is an element that doesn't have a closing tag? So if you have something like some element, some attribute, some value, and then another attribute, another value, then you just close it on the start tag itself. This is one single tag that is actually a self-closed tag. So there are multiple tags. For example, we have something here itself like let me find this. So title tag is a complete tag, whereas this meta charset tag is a self-closing tag. So this is the content, start tag, end tag. Okay, so this is the basics, very basics of HTML, and we'll start with a couple of things on HTML, some tips and tricks that we are using, and what exactly these things mean. Okay, so the HTML starts with the HTML document type definition, which is called what exactly HTML version this document is. This stands for version 5. This is HTML5, and then this is the main root tag. So if you see this, this starts with HTML and the whole thing is ending with HTML as well. Okay, so this is the main thing, and this contains two children, which is the head and then the body. So head contains all the meta information which you cannot see in your eyes except this part, which you will be seeing in the top in the tab. Then you have got all these character set, then viewport, then compatibility, etc, etc. So only thing that we will be concentrating is on the title part. Then body is the visible thing. Whatever you write here, it is going to be visible here. Okay, cool. Any questions so far? Let me clear all the drawings, and then I'm just gonna um, check the YouTube for any comments that we have. One general question: when we can build our whole website using WordPress, why build it using Scratch? A lot of people are asking this really valid and genuine question. The thing is, WordPress has got a lot of limitations in its way. So you cannot do much with WordPress, or you can do a lot with WordPress, which you cannot do it using HTML. So it's about the comfort of the developer, as well as it's about the need that is required. For example, for a simple landing page, we don't need to use WordPress or React because it is extremely heavy and it's an overkill. Do you use a rocket launcher to you break open a small coconut? No, right? So it is the same thing. So, and customization is also very less in terms of WordPress theme has got like so many super things, but it is limited in customization. You have a lot of things to have, but at the same time, if let's say we can say in this way, so WordPress is like this Rajasthani thali or something like that, but it has limited customization that it can provide. So it is like that. Got it? So HTML is way more customizable than others. Exactly. I'm still trying. Okay, I just wanted to ask quickly. Khalid, are we connected with Wix? Yes, no.
Hello.
Are we connected with Wix in any way?
No, no, no. We are not connected with Wix or
So
WordPress
I'm
in any
still
way.
waiting for the day when Wix is gonna go down. Because look at it, we can do a lot of things in HTML in a simple way if we know how to work with it, while Wix is doing it for money. So that's it. So see, GoDaddy is a company that registers domains and gives you the place to host your domain. So that is nothing related to what HTML is. WordPress, we have already bashed it a lot. Not only that, it has a lot of severe security flaws and other things, but there are very genuine and good users of WordPress, because number one, it is going to help people who are in need of some kind of a website very quickly, like run it right away. I don't care about anything. I don't care about security. I don't care about speed. All I care about is one simple theme that is going to be there. As simple as that. For that people, WordPress is really good. And for those people who do not know how to code and stuff like that, so that would actually be the right use case of WordPress. Whereas Dribble is just like Facebook or Twitter for sharing your design ideas. Why is it even coming here, bro? Okay, so the competition now is between WordPress, Wix, and HTML. Okay, so I told you what WordPress can offer, what WordPress cannot offer. And one more thing, if you want to host the WordPress, you need a LAMP stack, and you need to pay for a lot of things. Like you need a LAMP stack with a database and other things. Whereas for HTML and CSS, you don't need anything. You can just host it in your static site as well, like GitHub pages or something like that. One sec. Let's try to look at other questions. Yes, and yes, another thing is WordPress is mainly used for CMS purposes and also a lot of things. Okay, explain www in simple terms. So what exactly is www? Like, I guess that would be really helpful for people to watch a video on something which I wanted to show. So um, so it is. I guess we can see how the internet works, like the dawn of the net, something like that. I believe a lot of people might have already watched it, but still, I would like you all to watch this one. So, just a second. Let me try to find that.
For the first time in history, people and machinery are working together, realizing a dream. A uniting force that knows no geographical boundaries without regard to race, creed, or color. A new era where communication truly brings people together. This is the dawn of the net. Want to know how it works? Click here to begin your journey into the net. Now, exactly what happened when you clicked on that link? You started a flow of information. This information travels down into your own personal mailroom, where Mr. IP packages it, labels it, and sends it on its way. Each packet is limited in its size. The mailroom must decide how to divide the information and how to package it. Now, the package needs a label containing important information, such as sender's address, receiver's address, and the type of packet it is. Because this particular packet is going out onto the internet, it also gets an address for the proxy server, which has a special function, as we'll see later. The packet is now launched onto your local area network, or LAN. This network is used to connect all the local computers, routers, printers, etc. for information exchange within the physical walls of the building. The LAN is a pretty uncontrolled place, and unfortunately, accidents can happen. The highway of the LAN is packed with all types of information. These are IP packets, Novell packets, Apple Talk packets. They're going against traffic, as usual. The local router reads the address and, if necessary, lifts the packet onto another network. Ah, the router, a symbol of control in a seemingly disorganized world.
Oops, sorry about that. Oh, let's go this one here, this one here. Oh, this goes here, this one goes here. I don't like this one. Let's go this one. Let's go here. A little bit left. Let's put this one here. Another channel here. Let's put that one here. Let's put that one here.
There he is, systematic, uncaring, methodical, conservative, and sometimes not quite up to speed.
Oops, sorry.
But at least he is exact, for the most part.
That's the one goes there. That goes there. That goes there. That goes there. And this one goes there. Well, another one goes there. That goes there. He's probably going to go there. That goes there. That goes there. Oh, let's put that one there.
As the packets leave the router, they make their way into the corporate intranet and head for the router switch. A bit more efficient than the router switch plays fast and loose with IP packets, deftly routing them along their way. A digital pinball wizard, if you will.
Here we go. Here comes another one. And it's another. Watch this, Mom. Here goes. Whoop, we're on the back. Hey, in there, in there, in there. Over the left, over the right, over the left, over the right. You got it. Here it comes. Right down. He shoots. He scores. It's going. Hey, wait. Hey, watch out. Here comes another one. Oh, here we go. And it's gone.
As packets arrive at their destination, they're picked up by the network interface, ready to be sent to the next level. In this case, the proxy. The proxy is used by many companies as sort of a middleman in order to lessen the load on their internet connection, and for security reasons as well. As you can see, the packets are all of various sizes, depending upon their content. The proxy opens the packet and looks for the web address, or URL. Depending upon whether the address is acceptable, the packet is sent on to the internet. There are, however, some addresses which do not meet with the approval of the proxy, that is to say, corporate or management guidelines. these are summarily dealt with. We'll have none of that. For those who make it, it's on the road again. Next up, the firewall. The corporate firewall serves two purposes. It prevents some rather nasty things from the internet from coming into the intranet, and it can also prevent sensitive corporate information from being sent out onto the internet. Once through the firewall, a router picks up the packet and places it onto a much narrower road, or bandwidth, as we say. Obviously, the road is not broad enough to take them all. Now you might wonder what happens to all those packets which don't make it along the way. Well, when Mr. IP doesn't receive an acknowledgement that a packet has been received in due time, he simply sends a replacement packet. We are now ready to enter the world of the Internet. A spider web of interconnected networks which span our entire globe. Here, routers and switches establish links between networks. Now, the net is an entirely different environment than you'll find within the protected walls of your LAN. Out here, it's the Wild West. Plenty of space, plenty of opportunities, plenty of things to explore and places to go. Thanks to very little control and regulation, new ideas find fertile soil to push the envelope of their possibilities. But because of this freedom, certain dangers also lurk. You'll never know when you'll meet the dreaded ping of death. A special version of a normal request ping, which some idiot thought up to mess up unsuspecting hosts. The paths our packets take may be via satellite, telephone lines, wireless, or even transoceanic cable. They don't always take the fastest or shortest routes possible, but they will get there. Eventually. Maybe that's why it's sometimes called the worldwide wait. But when everything is working smoothly, you can circumvent the globe 5 times over at the drop of a hat. Literally. And all for the cost of a local call or less. Near the end of our destination, we'll find another firewall. Depending upon your perspective as a data packet, the firewall could be a bastion of security or a dreaded adversary. It all depends on which side you're on and what your intentions are. The firewall is designed to let in only those packets that meet its criteria. This firewall is operating on ports 80 and 25. All attempts to enter through other ports are closed for business. Port 25 is used for mail packets, while port 80 is the entrance for packets from the internet to the web server. Inside the firewall, packets are screened more thoroughly. Some packets make it easily through customs, while others look just a bit dubious. Now, the firewall officer is not easily fooled, such as when this ping of death packet tries to disguise itself as a normal ping packet.
It's okay, go on, it's okay.
Okay, I guess we will stop the video for now, and then we'll directly go into the demo part. I'll explain. So for those people who haven't got the idea about, they might have got a bit of an idea about how the whole internet thing works, and this is one one of the best videos which I could find, which actually helps you understand what exactly internet is all about and how it works. Anyway, so coming back to our HTML part. So this is how the backside of things. This is how it actually works. So when you click on it, it's gonna go through the firewall, gonna go through all these things. A network request goes, and then when it comes as a response, it's gonna come as a HTML page. That HTML page will be looked into by the browser, and then it goes goes this way. So the first thing that we will be looking at is like what are all the basic tags and other things. So I believe everyone would have used Microsoft Word or something similar to it, and almost all these things that you can do on Word, you can do it on HTML and CSS. So without further delay, I'm just going to quickly tell you about what all things are those rich kind of rich text thing. So let's I'll also be using some kind of like quick um, shortcuts. So I'm going to put h dollar star 6 and heading dollar. So here's the list of headings. So we have heading 1 to heading 6 in HTML, where there should be only one heading 1 and others can be any number of headings. And this is the hierarchy as well. Heading 1 to be the main title heading, and others will be smaller numbers. So so when you have some, a good example will be like, let's say science, and you can have multiple heading 2 that says say physics, oops, physics, chemistry, biology, and then under the chemistry you can have like uh, two more uh, two more things that is like organic and inorganic. So there will be the other things, like the inorganic chemistry that contains the salt analysis and other things. So we can make H4 here. So something like this. And if you see, this is how the hierarchy can work here. So if you see, this is the main title, which is the science, and there is physics, chemistry, and biology. Then you have under chemistry, you have organic and inorganic. It's something like your directory structure kind of a thing. And for any running text, you will be using the paragraph tag. So this is p tag, stands for paragraph, and you can type something like whatever you want to type here. So there could be something like this. Okay, so in quick idea, you have got different layouts of layouting tags, laying out tags, and other things. So this is the basics of HTML and CSS. So basics of HTML. So I'm just going to quickly have a look at the YouTube comments. And okay, I could see that a lot of people were saying that the video was boring. So yes, I understand, because there is a lot basic stuff on the video. So we stopped the video abruptly, and now let's have a quick look at um, how it's gonna work. And we have another, like 15-20 minutes, and we will try to create a simple landing page here. So first thing which I wanted to show is, like, we'll be using a framework called Bootstrap, I said, right? So Bootstrap is here. You can get it from getbootstrap.com, and here you will be able to build, like with Bootstrap you can build responsive websites. So what exactly is this responsiveness that we are going to look at? And we'll see a couple of things in that. And we'll start with a basic responsive website and other things. So to have the responsive website, you need to have something like this particular tag, which is called as meta tag. It's called viewport meta tag, and this viewport meta tag will have this device width and initial scale is 1.0. So some kind of like a already existing thing that is going to be there. And what exactly responsiveness means? So say for example, let me first add Bootstrap classes here. So all I need to do is I'll just take the css for presentation, and once I add the presentation here, you can see all my fonts and other things have actually changed. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a couple of paragraphs. So let's say 5 paragraphs, and each paragraph will have a couple of classes. So classes are those by so the p element represents a paragraph. Okay, a class is something that it's going to target a couple of elements, and we will be using the word class on the starting part. Okay, so now based on what exactly the computer that you are using, or based on the screen size, the content will change. So that is exactly what responsiveness means. So start with, this is like small device, medium device, or we start with extra small device, large device, and finally we'll go with extra large device. Okay, so if I save this one, you can see all these things are here. Okay, so far there is any questions? It will be really helpful if you learn the bootstrap classes, and we will most of the projects and most of the places you will be using bootstrap. So actually, yes, that is the reason. Yes will be the answer for it. Okay, so let me quickly write some more code here. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to try type something like d none, which is display none, and then this is only for, so all these things will be going away. Now if I try to put if I kind of like put, instead of d none, if I put d sm none, it's going to show when it is an extra small, but if I go bigger and bigger, it's going to go off. So now what I'm going to do is, for this I'm going to put uh, the same thing here. So this is medium, this is large, this is extra large, and we have got nothing here. So this way, this could be either of, like, this is one way of eliminating things, and if it is goes more than to an extent, it's going to show only large and extra large, but we also need to hide the other things as well. And this says this will get hidden in the bigger things. So what we will do is, let's try to hide it in the smaller devices. So if you try doing this one, this small thing comes only when when it is actually a small device, and then later on it will go away. So this is the technique that we will be using in most of the times. So what we are going to do is, let's copy this whole thing, just going to paste it here. So d none dxl is going to be block, this is lg, this is md, and that's it. So here, so if I open this in a bigger normal screen without any like, if there is anything, the main reason why I actually added this one this way is, so before that I'll just try to add a font size here. So let me put style tag, and then put the paragraph with font size, say 24 pt, so that it kind of like looks better, bigger. Okay, you all can see this is extra large device. So if I make it smaller and smaller, okay, doesn't actually work. Okay, yeah. So until this, it's an extra large device, and this becomes a large device. Then after some time, it becomes a medium device. Then it becomes a small device. And if you're using it in a phone, it is going to be an extra small device. So based on what device you are using, you will be able to, how should I say that? You'll be shown with a different content. And this happens without any script or anything. So this is not JavaScript. This is just CSS. It is called as responsive design. So how was this one? This is the basic thing about responsiveness. Okay, so we can end this session by showing a couple of shortcuts using which I use, because I am a lazy person, and you will be able to see a lot of shortcuts that I will be using. So I'll start with the different shortcuts, and then we'll finish this off. By the way, difference between pixel and point, mostly when you are using fonts, you need to use points, and 1 point is like 1.2 pixel or something like that. Okay, I hope this was 1.21 pixel, I believe. So that is exactly what happens. So yes, we will be using media queries to bring in the responsiveness. Yes, that is correct. And we can also do this one ourselves. So I can actually show you something in a simple way about the media queries. And what we are going to do is, we will be creating a landing page right now with all the things that we learned about, and then we'll finish it off. Okay, so what we want in the landing page, we want something like, let's say, by the way, Khalid, can you please remind me who that person was?
Just a second. You can actually there were lots of tweet and I just missed it. Just a second. I have the name with me. We have yes, we have Sai Kiran Mohanty.
Sai
SAIKIRAN
Kiran
MOHA.
Mohanty.
Yes.
Is this correct? The spelling.
Yes, it's correct.
So we'll be using a simple jQuery based website where it is going to show a simple landing page, but at the same time, I wanted to show you a couple of tips and tricks as well. Okay, so yeah, let me try to remember the name Sai Kiran Mohanty, or else I'll forget it. So I'll just change that here. Okay, cool. So now what we are going to do is, this is about the responsiveness part of things. And so the first thing that we want to do here is, let's start with clearing everything which is already there. So let's clear all these things. And then now, since we are using Bootstrap, um, I'm just thinking, even if we need Bootstrap for this one, let's get rid of Bootstrap for now, and we'll start with a simple CSS file. So to link a CSS file with our page, what we need to do is, we need to create a CSS file in the same folder, or like any folder, and then try to name it as .css file. Okay, .css is the naming convention, and we use something called as link tag, and then we'll use the style CSS, and we will self close it. Now, with that being done, let's select a nice font. So I'm going to use fonts.google.com.
Praveen, can you send the sandbox link again so they can actually refer, by the way?
Definitely, sure.
I'll pin the comment.
So here's the sandbox link. Okay, so now what we are going to do is, we'll start with this small thing. So we need our Sai Kiran's name to be in the bigger way. So Sai Kiran Mohanty, and it should have some basic styles, basic animations. That's what we are looking at. And we can also have another second level heading which says developer days, or maybe like we can say, I'm attending developer days, something like this. Okay, it actually shows very simple, very bland. There is nothing in this one. So what we are going to do is, we are going to add some animations. The best thing for animations is, before that, let's try to create the landing page for this. So for that, let's start with the fonts. So let's go with some kind of a display font. I'm gonna go with this luckiest guy, because obviously, yes, Sai Kiran is a luckiest guy for becoming getting this thing featured or something like that. So always add your fonts before our style sheet loads. So after that, load the style sheet. And now what we are going to do is, first thing, we have a lot of spaces up and down. So we are going to get rid of all the spaces, margin 0 for literally everything. And then we'll give padding 0 as well. And now what we need to do is, we'll also need to get these things in the right form. So H1 needs to be aligned in the center. So text align center is something that we will use, so that it gets aligned to center, which is the same thing for the H2 as well. So let's use H2 as well for aligning it in the center. Now the whole page needs to be aligned to the center, right? So what we will do is, we can make body to be display flex, and then we need to have our HTML and body to be having the full height. Okay, and now, even though the flex display works, it has to be flex direction should be column. So flex direction we'll be using. This is one of the latest ways of learning things. So flex direction column worked fine. Now, I wanted to also introduce something called as Flexbox Froggy here. So this is an awesome game to learn the CSS Flexbox. For example, you have this flex guy, which is the frog, and he has to go to the lily pod. So what we are doing is, we need to do something like flex justify content as center, it's gonna centrally align him. So flex end might make him go on the end. So what if we use justify content as center on our stuff? So this is the flex direction column, and we do justify content center. It's gonna get our whole thing centered. Is it clear so far? Good. So we have got our basic stuff. So coming back to the other question that should we use internal or external? Never use inline. Internal will be okay for single page websites, like the page, there is only one page or something like that. But it is always better to use another external CSS, because it is going to help you with caching and other things. There is a great explanation from Snehal. So why, Amit, if you want to add like Bootstrap and HTML, all you need to use is go to the link, the Bootstrap CSS, where exactly it is available. Just copy the link and then put it as a link tag in the head part. We could have used align content center, but it will not actually align perfectly. So that's the reason I'm using text align center. So now we have got all these things perfectly done, and it still looks very bad, like a very blank or something like that. So we are going to use this particular font here, and this is luckiest guy font, and we'll be using the font family this way. So I'm just going to go to our style.css, and I'm going to give this font family as this one. So we have got something like this. So we can also do the letter spacing as 1 pixel or something like that, so that it is actually a bit looking better in terms of, so this letter spacing can be only for H1. So let's put only for H1, and then this one looks okay. It is perfectly fine. Now I'm going to add something called as jQuery. jQuery is one of the JavaScript libraries. I know this is not a JavaScript based thing, but before even adding the JavaScript library, I want something like developer days, the background or something like that. The background needs to be something related to hackathon. So let's find hackathon images on Google. I'll just go with this, maybe this one. This looks really good. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this to Imgur. Imgur is one of the most used image hosting server, so that we don't get copyright strikes or anything, or for hot linking. Okay, so we go back to the CSS file, and for body, we are going to use a background. So the background URL is going to be the imgur URL, and the background size is going to be contain, or maybe we can give as cover, so that it covers the whole thing. We need to also give the background position as center, so that it's centrally placed. And now the problem is the background is so huge, it is kind of like we are not able to see what is there in the content. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to somehow blur the background. I need to blur the background. So I'm going to do something like body after. After is a pseudo code here, and it's a pseudo element, the element that is not actually present after and before. So we'll use before pseudo element. To make this pseudo element, it is not an element, right? To make this as an element, we are going to make it as content with an empty string. Now the element is available in the DOM tree, but it is not still a block level display. So we'll make it as display block, so that it is inside the page. So we still not sure whether this element is there or not. I'm going to give a width of 100 px and height of 100 px, and then I'm going to give a background color white. Boom, you can see that this particular element is actually available. So now if I do something like position fixed, this element is just staying there, but it is not actually using up any space or something like that. Now instead of the background color being so white, I'm going to do RGBA the red, green, blue, and alpha. So red, I'm going to give 255. Green, I'm going to give 255. Blue, I'm going to give 255. And alpha is the transparency. I'm going to give 0.25. So if I save it this way, you can see that it is actually translucent. You can actually see what is behind it. So make it 0.75 then. So it looks kind of like, okay, so dull the background or something like that. And now I want this particular element to be in the whole thing, like should be covered with the whole stuff. So it is already positioned as fixed, right? So I'm going to give top as 0. So it goes to the top. Left is 0. We know how it is going to work. And I'm going to get rid of the width and height. Instead, I'm going to give right as 0 and bottom as 0. Boom. There is a problem now. Even though it is a before content, it is actually hiding the Sai Kiran Mohanty, the text itself. So if I put Z index as 0, nothing happens. Z index as -1, boom, I'm able to see this text coming in. Do you think this particular thing is okay? So we'll be giving like font size as 1.75 EM or maybe 2 EM. But now the problem is both these fonts are in the same size. So what I'm going to do is, for this alone, I'm going to give font size 2.5 EM. Maybe 3.5. 3.25 might work. Okay. So this, I believe, is actually a good one. Okay. What is Z index? So whenever you are trying to put something like this, okay, so there is a small red color thing coming up, and on top of it, I'm putting some green or whatever color. Then on top of it, I'm putting a blue color thing. So in this way, you will be seeing this blue. Then you'll be seeing this one. And then finally, you'll be seeing this one on that way. So if you see, this is having a higher Z index. Z index 3, 2, and Z index 1. Okay. Now, whichever is the lowest, it's going to go at the end. And this is what you would see. You get it? So body is the main thing that is going to be actually shown here. Like the body is the content where you will be having the main content. Is my screen stuck? I'm actually drawing this one.
Actually, yes, your screen was stuck. Just now, I also saw that. Whatever you told about Z index wasn't visible in the stream.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. Okay, let me try to undo it and clear everything and try to show it, like try to do it once again. Okay, so starting with this one, let's say you have a building that is having something like this. So this is in this color. Then on top of this color, I'm actually putting another one, which is this color. Then on top of this, I'm putting something like this color. Okay, so this is the stacked version of the whole thing. But how would you see from the above? You'd be seeing something like this. Then on top of it, you would be seeing this. Please tell me my screen is visible. I don't want to do this again.
It's fine. It's fine.
It's fine. It's fine. It's visible.
Yeah. Okay. And then finally, you'd be seeing the ground floor part, right? So it's going to show you something like this. Correct. So now this has a higher Z index. So Z index is 3, we will say. This has a bit lower Z index, which is Z index 2. And finally, this has the least Z index, which starts with 0 or 1. So is this clear, everyone? Okay, I'm talking, I'll explain about the before element. Okay, so now I'll clear everything. So what happens with the before element when I try to inspect this one? Whoa, when I try to inspect this, I would be getting something like inside the body, I have something called as before here. Okay, if I remove this content here, I couldn't see anything, right? So I don't want to add another element to make this color or anything. So what I did is I just made a before element. A before element, before or after element is something that is actually called as a pseudo element. Okay, and let me actually put it here. Pseudo element. Okay, a pseudo element is actually behaving like an element, but it is actually not there. So that is what is the pseudo element concept, and we can make use of this particular pseudo element concept, and we can do a lot of things. So for now, what I did is I made the background dull. That's what I did. Okay, so far we have done something like this, and the next thing which I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to code.jquery.com and get the latest version. I'll prefer 2.x version. Get the latest minified version. Gonna copy this one and then close this. In the top, after our CSS is loaded, after our title is loaded, I'm gonna paste it here. There are some people, they will paste it at the end of the body. Some people put it at the end of the head. Anything is okay. You can do whatever you like. And then finally, we'll create our own CSS file as well. We will create our own JS file as well, and we will link that too. So script.js, and we'll be using script, and we'll be using script.js here. Okay, to make sure that jQuery is loaded, I'm gonna do $function. So this is a jQuery syntax. This is a JavaScript function which takes in a function as a input. And now inside this, I'm gonna put an alert saying $.fn.jQuery. And if I save this, it shows 2.2.4, which means my jQuery is working fine. I'm using 2.2.4 version. Now, what I'm supposed to do, I need to hide these two guys. Okay, so I'm gonna put hidden attribute, so nothing comes up here. Now, in this script, I'm gonna start with h1.fade in. So if I click on this, it's gonna fade in a simple, nice way. So I'm just gonna put a number here, which is exactly the number of milliseconds it's gonna take to fade in. So if I put 1000, it's gonna fade in slowly. And then the next thing, what happens, what needs to happen next? So for that, I'm gonna use another callback function. Now I'm gonna do the same thing for h2.fade in the same way, like 1000. So this is something which looks like a simple landing page that people will start with. So you can also do something like text. You can actually switch with the text and other things. So those kind of things can be done this way. So Sudhanshu, your question. Okay, the unit EM is a relative EM. PT is the absolute size. So we will like how. So for in simple terms, I'll just explain what is the thing with PT and EM. So pixels are absolute, whereas percentages are relatives. Pixel is mainly for the pixel for boxes and other things, but for fonts, it is always better to use a point. PT is a point, and for percentages, which is a relative term for pixel, we can use something called as EM or REM. REM is root EM. So what is your root like the root size, and based on that you will do the EM is for relative size. Relatively, if this is like say 1 point, and if you give 2 EM, that becomes 2 points. Okay, and inside this one, if you give 2 EM, it's going to become 4 points. But if you give 2 REM here, that becomes 2 points. the size of the font is measured in points. So this is the same size that you see in your Microsoft Word and other things. Most of them, it will be in points, not in pixels for fonts alone. Okay, is this clear? Why to use dollar sign? Dollar sign is the starting with jQuery. So for example, let me clear all these things. So either I can use dollar sign or I can use something like jQuery and save it. So even that works. So jQuery is equal to dollar in these cases. So there are many front-end libraries that use dollar as their stuff. There are other libraries that use underscore as well. So there is something called as underscore JS. There is something called as low-JS. Those libraries, they use underscore as their starting point, whereas jQuery, Scriptaculous, Move tools, there are other those kind of things. They use dollar as the main norm. Dollar is jQuery, to be honest. Yeah. Okay, so we just in simple few minutes, few seconds, we just created a simple landing page which you can watch it here, which you can see it here. We can write a lot of different animations and stuff in the upcoming day, like tomorrow, and we'll see how we can do it in an awesome way. Tomorrow is going to be still more better. And let me stop my screen sharing. And what about Khalid and Atulya? Can you both come in?
Hi.
Hey,
So
so waiting
like
for
we
Atulya
had an
then.
amazing session today. I guess
So I hope I.
Atulya has some network issues. Atulya, you
Oh
here?
no.
I guess Atulya is not here. No worries.
Okay.
So guys, how what do you any comments about today's session and what
Hey,
things we
Atulya is
should
here.
include in next session?
Yes. So what do you want to see tomorrow? So tomorrow is going to be the JavaScript session, and it's going to be something similar to this, and we can add more things, more stuff in this one. So what do you say? What all things do you want to see in tomorrow's session? So we did a
Source
simple
codes of
landing
the
page
session.
has
Sorry.
been
Uh,
shared and pinned.
yes. So source code has been shared and the pinned. You can see the you can see Praveen's comment which has been pinned. Animations and timeline.
Animations and timeline. Okay, we'll fit to the animations and timeline part alone. Okay, so we'll concentrate more about animations and timeline, just these two things. Harsha, good question. Would you like to do okay, would you all like to do a simple landing page yourself and then come with
Now we
the
have
landing?
challenges for the same. We'll be disclosing that on
Okay,
Sunday.
great.
So like
So there
they
is
can have a challenges for the week.
Aman, this is a completely, totally different topic. Definitely, I'll be able to help you out. I have also got a lot of videos on my channel, which is not something related to developer days. Definitely, there are so many things how you can come to the UK or come to other places out of India in an easy way and stuff like that. So yes, that's there. So check out my stuff. Okay, Honey Patel says scroll effect. And what is Flexbox? Flexbox is the modern replacement for tables. So it is one very important concept in CSS that's been asked everywhere and that's been used everywhere. So this is one really super important part of CSS. Okay,
Yes, and
disclosing. Yeah.
like
Hey.
we had some a bit of an explanation today, but tomorrow's session will be more of an hands-on. We'll be working on JavaScript directly, so we'll add animations and in like scoring effects as said by Praveen and as said
Yeah.
as like demanded by you guys.
It's
So
demanded by you, exactly. So I believe the React session will be very, 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 very interesting. We are going to generate something. That's all I can give. Or else after, if you keep on asking me a lot of questions, I'm gonna tell what it is and break the surprise, which I don't want to do. And React session is going to be extremely interesting. And apart from that, yes, try to focus on the challenges and see how we can do. And for this landing page, we will try to do the scroll effects and animation, maybe parallax effect and other things. And yeah, that actually works.
yes, it is responsive as of now. jQuery we can have like we can continue tomorrow as well because jQuery is a part of like JavaScript only.
Yes.
So we can continue it tomorrow. Like it was just a sneak peek of tomorrow's session that Praveen included a jQuery. So like
Exactly.
lots of the things can be solved using JavaScript, which you cannot do with the static code.
Pranav, you are right, but okay, let's not say that. Pranav guessed it almost.
Actually,
Anyone
I
having
also did
doubts
guess
can
it
just post it in the chat box.
in
So
chat
Praveen will
box.
take the
And I'm
questions.
happy to clarify any questions that you might have now.
Challenges will be disclosed on Sunday.
After
For
like all the sessions
yeah, after
for
this
WebDev.
week's session, we will disclose the all the challenges for WebDev for this week.
Guys, let's
Hari
you can yes, Praveen, you can take the good
Harkirat
one.
Harkirat Singh, Axios will be covered. We'll try to cover Axios during React session. Yes, so let's try to do it. But please remind me about that. The source code is pinned. It is responsive. Yeah. Anything else? Okay. Promises. Promises. All right. Okay. Axios. When we are covering Axios, we will cover promises as well. Okay. Super. We can do that. Yes, Flexbox and Grid are the main thing. Yes, Sajal, you are right. Discuss how JS works with DOM. Okay. I guess everyone is asking about a course on JavaScript that would be super huge. Like it takes at least 2 or 3 hours, but we have got only 1 hour. Khalid is very confused person. So unfortunately, sorry, man, I tried my level best to not pull you down, but unfortunately it happens.
I was
That's how
waiting
we
for
are.
this moment actually.
See, he
Actually, we
was
were
waiting
waiting.
for you. So you were waiting for this moment. Then fine, okay, I'm happy. Great. I was trying my hard, like, no, I should not talk anything bad. But Khaled, you made me do it. All right. So within 1 hour, we can do only a small, simple demo kind of a thing. But don't worry, I
We can
have planned a.
exclude the time is Praveen is free. We can increase the time is Praveen is free. Let's
No,
depends on Praveen's schedule.
okay, that's actually pulling my leg. But unfortunately, since Khaled said that there is only 1 hour of time, I actually planned around the time. Okay. So like I had to have gone by now, but just because Khalid is here, I'm just staying here. Actually, even because of Atulya, because Atulya is awesome as well,
Thank you so much.
and the whole
We
Mozdev
are
team.
awesome.
We are awesome.
Whole developer days team. Whole developer
All
days team.
developers are awesome. Okay, so that's the
Right.
reason we are here, and yeah, so it's going to be a great learning session tomorrow and day after. So don't miss it, and definitely yes, your promise will be like.
Okay. Is there a
Oh
screen
yeah,
freeze?
Sajal, no, 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 don't say that.
Okay. There's a screen freeze. I guess there's a screen freeze.
uh,
Oh my God. No, not again.
like
Okay, okay.
I again this problem. Are we audible as of now? I guess no, we are not audible. There's some glitch with the screen.
Hey, we are audible actually. We are
Again, there's
audible.
problem. Are we audible? Hi guys, there was some glitch with the screen. I guess I am audible as of now. I'll add Atulya as well very soon. I'll add Atulya as well. Let me know if I'm audible. Let me know if I'm audible. Uh, am I audible? I guess I am audible. Okay, cool, cool. I'm audible. So, like, yes, guys. Today we had an amazing session with Praveen. We have gone through the basic of internet and how web technology and web development works, and we got in like we had a small video of Praveen, and like a small video of how www works, and we also had an like an experience or like how HTML and CSS works, because we had a time constraint. We cannot cover the whole HTML, CSS, and like a bigger part altogether within like 1 hour or 90 minutes. So in case you want to practice these things, you can refer to free code camp. As said before, you can have an hands-on of HTML and CSS and Bootstrap. There are many more things on free code camps as well. So I would suggest not to wait for uh, challenges. You can start building your own projects. You can start building your landing page, and you can start working on your own projects as you have got an insight of how web development works. So can we learn React with just few hours, a few weeks of knowledge? Like React is pretty easy if you are pretty determined on how you do things. And like React, you can learn in like 1 or 2 weeks if you are consistent enough, because you can get an idea of it, because nothing can be learned perfectly by anyone. So you it might take a time.
Like, please say what is Mozilla Durg?
And also like I would suggest developer days is been organized by 3 different communities, so do check this, and we'll be sharing the links. The first one is Mozilla Durg. We are a web development based community who is focused on web development, privacy, and open internet. We have two other communities, at a developer student community, which is more of an innovation kind of thing, and it has code it has members from all different backgrounds. We have KUG Durg, which has web develop like Android development, which promotes Android development. It is a community promoting Android development, and which is like the other two communities are handling different tracks. Android dev is handled by KUG Durg, and UI UX track is handled by the developer student community. And Atul, if you want to add anything about the challenges, challenges will be out on Sunday. By the time start building your own landing page.
Yeah.
Atul, you
So,
are mute. Uh,
okay.
Audible on StreamYard. You're audible.
Wait.
Sorry. You're audible. Sorry.
Am I audible, right?
Yes, yes, you're audible.
Okay. So that's it for today. Thank you so much for joining us for the first session of Web Development Track of Mozilla Durg, developer student community, and KUJ Durg presents the Developer Days. Platform partner Devfolio, authentication partner Savo Labs, and supported by Script Foundation, the month-long celebration for developers. Thank you so much for joining us today, and have a great day ahead.